Hi everybody. So today we're going to paint the koi painting. Okay, so the koi painting, it looks hard and you're like, oh, there's no way I could do this, it looks fancy. Well, it's really just a bunch of color scribbles, right? So when we're painting, we want the color, the shape, and the texture to remind us of an object, and your brain will figure it out, right? So if the shape, already drew the shape, the fish, right? So that's the shape is done. The color, we want to try to make it 3D, dark, medium, light, right? So if you look at my water, do I have dark areas? Yeah. And then dark green areas? Do I have a medium areas where stuff got mixed together? Yeah. And then do I have little tiny pieces of white that I didn't blend them in, and they look like shimmer shine on the water. They're just scribbles, but I did not keep touching them. I just went whoop, 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 and then stopped so that the white would, if I keep touching it, will blend in and just be like one color. So boring, right? And then the fish, we just have to have a little smoother, and then we switch. This is the paintbrush that we do the background with, right? Because it's humongous. And we really do paint it with the side of the paintbrush. See, she's soft. The side of the paintbrush is sharp, the tip is scratchy. So if I was going to paint the side, you like outline it, right, with the tip. But then you go like this with the side and use the whole side. It's more surface area, and it has a softer texture to it, right? And then we have this little, this is the expensive one. It's like $8. It's called a round, and it's gonna, when we smash it like this, let me get the background, it's rounded. It looks like a point, but it's called a round because she'll round off on the top. These are the nicest paintbrushes. And again, the side of the paintbrush is soft. So if we're trying to get a soft texture, we might hold our paintbrush kind of funny, not a pencil. So we could use the side of the paintbrush to be more smooth and slippery. If I just use the tip, it'll be all sharp like this. Like a little needle. That's too, right? The side of the paintbrush has a little buttery texture to it, right? So those are the only two paintbrushes we need. So we're gonna do the background first. So I'll explain. We're gonna do, it's acrylic paint, right? So acrylic paint we like because it dries fast, but we hate very much because it dries fast. So we're going to paint just half of the painting, which means we'll just cut it in half down the middle at the top, go around this fish, but only do this side of the painting. So, and it's the first time we're painting, so it's going to be very ugly, but only this side. Then when we go do this side along this side of this fish, it'll be better because we'll know more. And then we'll do the inside. So it's 3 pieces. If we tried to get the whole thing wet with white, it would all dry and you would have to, right? So we get it wet with white paint, like it's lay down a goobery, sloppy background, and then put color on it and mix the color in it like that, and it will be interesting to look at. If we stirred it in a bowl, it would all be one color. So boring, right? So we are trying to get different values of color. So how many color values for 3D? 3. Dark, medium, light. Okay. I got some dark on my edge, looks like a frame, right? But I kind of scribbled the edge, big, little, big, little, because I didn't want it to look like a whole bunch of Z. And then, I put green, but then I blurred the edges so they just went, right? And then, I have some white pieces. I got dark pieces, medium pieces, light pieces. Stop! If I keep mixing, it's just a color, okay? So we'll try it. We'll just do one side, see how it goes, okay? And don't compare yourself to anyone else's. Everyone's is unique. Like sometimes I paint in a diagonal, sometimes I'm straight. Look at this other one I did. I'll show you. You're gonna laugh. Okay, this is also me. I wanna show you. Look at that. Okay, the dumb. So I did not use enough paint. It's all dry looking. It's not slippery and good. Look I over-mixed my paint right here. I just made one color. But then look at how much cooler this side is. So much cooler. It's still me. And I already know how to paint. Because I guess I talking and I kept doing, I don't know what I know better. And then with my stick, I put way too many branches here. You just need a few branches, right? I don't know but it's still me. Still me. I don't know. So yours will be unique, okay? So we're gonna paint just half of it white. So the colors for the water is white, this baby blue color, this super dark green color, because blue and green make turquoise. A little bit of green because it's a little mossy, you know, a place where the fish live. And that's all, right? So it's green, and blue. And we're going to make all these colors. Oh, and this blue. This is the purpley blue on the side. Look how much darker it dries. What a trip, right? It's not this pretty bright color. It deepens when she dries, and this is just shadow, okay? So those are our 4 colors. These are the 4 colors plus white, okay? So I'm gonna open my white because we have to get it all wet with white. And look how much white I gave you, knowing we were gonna need to use a lot of white. And we're not scared of how much paint we use. But I want to, just for my brain, I would like to cut this painting in half so I remember I'm only doing this side of the water. So just get your fluffy paintbrush and stab your white paint. Stab! Just a boogie of paint. And then find the middle of the painting and just like draw a line to a fishy nose, I guess, or between the fishy nose and the tail, and just go, hello. It's just for your brain. It's white on white. You can't hurt anything. But it's shinier, so you can tell. Just so you go, okay, I'm painting this half first. Because people tend to want to keep going because it's super fun. But no, your paint will dry. Okay? Hurry, do it! Look at you, dilly-dally. Okay. You're messing around over there. Okay, now I'm going to outline my fishies. Okay, so this is how you outline with paint. So you know how a bulldozer pushes sand like this, and then on either side there'd be a pile of sand, right? Well, it's that pile. If I have a lot of paint on my paintbrush, like scoop, and then I smash my paintbrush will go bloop. And then I actually stare at one hair and it touches the pencil and squeezes out a perfect little bead of paint. I do not scribble, right? Because that would be a furry fish. So I'll show you. So I just get a lot of paint. I just stab my white paint. And when I run out, I just get more. But I'll show you. So I'm going to go above my fishy. And I have silver Sharpie. You have pencil because you can't see pencil on a camera. So I go smash. Okay, I opened my paintbrush. Now I'm going to sneak down. Sneak, 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 sneak. Oh, I touched it. Now I am just going to push like a bulldozer. Push. And one hair is touching my pencil. And then when I run out and it gets dry, I stop and stab my paint. Stab. And then go above it again. Boop. Because I don't want to land on the line. And sneak down to the line. Now I'm touching it. Okay, now I can push. And look at that thick bead of paint that squirts out the side of the paintbrush. That's how you get a smooth line, right? And we're not going down the middle of the 2 fish. We're just going to do this and around the side. The middle is the last thing that we do. Okay, and now I'm going to go, okay, more paint. Squish, sneak up. Whoop. Now you do it. Outline your fishies and prove me. See if it's true. Woo, and I'm pushing, and the paint is squishing out the side. It makes a big line, but we don't care. We're just worried about a nice, thick, smooth bead of paint next to my fishies. Oh, then I get to her tail, and that must be halfway, right? So I'm just doing this side of the painting, and that's all that we're doing. And we don't pick up our paintbrush. Don't go dash, dash, dash. That's for color crayons and color pencils and pens where the color comes out in one tiny little mark. No, paint is thick. You paint it like, you use it like frosting or peanut butter. You get a huge scoop and you go smash. And the thicker the paint, and you let one hair touch the pencil, squish. And then it pops, it squeezes out the side of the paintbrush perfectly smooth, like that. And don't overthink it. Okay, and I see one person painting on the table. You're going to have a really hard time floating your arms like this above the painting the whole time, because we use an easel, because if you rest your arms at all, it smears your paint, right? So watch out for that. Your arms are going to get tired floating above like that. So now I'm going to get the whole, now that I outlined my fish, protected my fish, now I can paint this whole area sopping wet with white paint. Just get a huge scoop, I mean humongous, and I get a huge scoop of paint, like scooping ice cream. I know, you think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. But I push it around using the side of the paintbrush, not the tip of the paintbrush, and I'm just going to get the whole thing wet with white paint. And I don't care that there's blobs. That'll just be a shimmer shine part on the water. Don't make it all thin, because what happens when paint is thin? Look, everybody pause and look up. We do not use the tip of our paintbrush. We use the side of our paintbrush and smear it around like frosting. Look, I'm not even holding it like a pencil, right? And then why do we let it be so thick and lumpy? Because once we make paint thin, what is happening? It's drying. The air is stealing our paint. As soon as we make it thin, we're racing against time. So I'm going to get a huge, another scoop. You stop it. Okay, so I got a scoop. And then I go scribbly, scribbly, scribbly down the side, side, side. Oh, listen. I can hear that I don't have any paint. A little bit more. Okay. There. No dilly-dally. Fast, fast, fast. Why are we going fast? You should be done already. How come we don't go, how many times are we going to touch this color, this white paint? Like 6 times. How many times do we add color? We're going to add blue to it and scribble it around. We're going to add green to it and scribble it around. We're going to add this dark blue side. We're going to add little white shines. Do not decorate it like it's beautiful. The white is just to get it wet. You should get scoops of paint and push it really fast and hard. You should be already done. Scoop, smash it. We don't care. All the way down the side. Done. Okay, now we get to get blue. Blue. And I open the blue. You should be wet all the way down the side. Turn the corner. Along that fish. And I'm going to get blue. And I'm just going to stab my blue like I'm mad stab. Get a boogie of blue. And we don't use the tip of our paintbrush to blend this in, huh? We hold our paintbrush like a magic wand and use the side of the paintbrush so it has an interesting texture. The tip is really sharp and she'll just scratch your paint off like that. So I got my blob of blue. Let's drop it off in some places, right? Maybe way up here. Hello? Okay, blue. And then maybe down the side. Oh, I'm out of paint. Okay, I need another blob. Stab! Okay, I got some blue. And then maybe down here and along the bottom. Woo! Just drop off the paint. Just get it off your paintbrush. Get off my paintbrush, blue. Oh my gosh, my paint's already drying on the side. It's not shiny anymore. That's how fast this paint dries. And remember, what blue are we using? Everybody look. It is this baby blue, not dark blue. Baby blue, okay? This is the shadow on the side. Sorry, I didn't say that good. Okay, and then now I need there's 2 greens. This one's emerald green, nobody cares. I want this super dark green, right? The super dark green, she will make a turquoise, okay? And turquoise is awesome. So we get a stab of turquoise. Stab of dark green to make turquoise. And I go, stab! Really hard, like I'm mad. And I just make wherever blue is not, maybe here and here, and then I get some more and put it here and here. Boom! Because what's going to happen? We're going to mix them together. And how many color values are we rooting for? All one color? No. Very boring. I would like to see blue areas, green blue areas, the turquoise areas, and white areas. So, right? Now I hold it like a magic wand so I can use the side of the paintbrush, not the tip of the paintbrush. And there is paint on my paintbrush. So even though I start in this white corner, it's going to be decorated. But don't go like this. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Well, it's just going to look like a bunch of Z's, right? So it's more like this. Big, little, big, big, small, little, big, little, big, little, small, little, big. Just to break up the pattern so it's not perfect. Okay, so watch me. Everybody watch. Because that was just weird. So watch what I meant by saying that. So I go, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, oh, look at a little turquoise because it was on my paintbrush. And now I'm about to hit some green. Boom! And I keep going. I'm not stopping. It's about a hand big down the side. Big, little, small, little, big, little, small, little, big. Oh, watch out. Don't hit your fish. Oh, now it's very, very blue. Oh, now it's very, very green. Now it's blue. Should I go back and touch anything twice? No. Just give it permission to be whatever it was. Look at, I got light pieces, dark pieces, medium pieces done. And just big little, and not the tip of your paintbrush. Look, hold your paintbrush like a magic wand. Using the side of your paintbrush, not the tip. Okay? And then, what? I still have this, okay, this other spot. So I just go, okay, done. Don't even care. No, don't touch it twice. You only get to touch it one time. And if you're behind, you need to go a lot faster because I can't wait, okay? Because what's happening to your paint right now? It's already drying. And scribble back and forth, side to side. Don't pick up your paintbrush. It's traveling. It's moving. It's traveling. And then you bump into a color and we don't care. We don't go back and fix. Do you know why you want to go back and fix? You're trying to make the color even. No, the color's only interesting if it's all different in every single spot. Okay, now you know what's in my color right now in my paintbrush? Look at the perfect color in my paintbrush. Oh, the perfect color. Now I can go near my fishy and fix right, real gentle, next to my fish. Make sure I'm touching, because the water's behind the fish. So I just need to go, okay, make sure the water's actually touching fishy. Okay, there. Alrighty. Look at the different versions I got of color. Ooh, I just went and touched it. Don't touch it. Who's got just turquoise? Stop touching it so much. Be enjoying the interesting versions of weirdo color. Okay, now let's put some green pieces. So this is that, it's the one that looks like emerald. But look at, we don't need very much of it. Maybe kapoom. And then maybe boom, down there, a little bit, okay? And I just go, all right then. I don't think I'll need very much paint of this emerald green. So I'm just gonna go poke. I just get a little bit, some, just some. And then maybe right in the middle, hello. Look at that, it's a totally different color green. So it's gonna be green floating on top of the turquoise, not really mixing with the turquoise. She floats on top, so I don't have to push hard. And then maybe a little tiny bit down here, just for some balance, you know, top, bottom. And this is the first time we're gonna make a cloud. I call them clouds because they remind me of, oh, I'm perfectly straight side to side. I usually go diagonal. See, it depends on my mood. I don't know. Usually so if you're diagonal, whatever you did on this side, copy the texture on that side because it's the same water. But this is called a cloud. Not really a cloud, but you kind of make a little green area, like you don't even care. But then just the green and you touch the, like I go around and touch, I just fuzz out the outside of it a little bit. So watch, everybody pause and look up. Even if you're busy, watch me. So I get my green and I go blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares, right? But watch, don't touch that anymore. But you can, because I like that darkness. but I can just barely touch her outside, but I do it as wild as I can. Otherwise, I'll go Z, 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 Z. No. So I'm just going to touch, go around the outside of it. Oh, there. I just made like a blurry, dirty little shadow around it. Okay. But look, it's still dark in the middle. But I just kind of, and can you put any pressure on it? How hard can you push? So delicate. So, because she's floating on top. If I crush it really hard, they'll just mix. And then when I go around to do the outside, I'm just like super soft, making some fuzzy scribble. Okay, now let's do this one down here. Okay, first, my direction was side to side, so I just got to make her, turn her into a dumb little glob cloud. And I just go, la, 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 la. Okay. That kind of came out weird. And then now I leave the middle, however it came out, and I just very gently go around and touch her edges and make a blurry green around. Oh, it's when I run out of paint that it's actually more beautiful. Because there's like no green left on my paintbrush. I'm like, that is more beautiful. Right? Now, how about some white, some shimmer shine? And who's going back and touching everything? You can't. It'll just make turquoise, right? So you're like, oh, no. When you're done, you're done. Look at which is more interesting. When I was random, look at how much more paint I put on this. Aw. I like it darker. Oh, yeah, we still going to put the dark paint on there. Huh. Okay. It comes out different every time. But then look what I did over here. Over blending, mixing too much. Stop it! Okay, now I can get some white, dirty paintbrush and all. But since my paintbrush is dirty, can I get the white just like from the corner? Since it's going to make filth. It's going to make my white. And I just get it from the corner and get a little scoop. There. So if any paint got on there, it stays up in that little corner. And let's make a white cloud. But it's actually shimmer shine on the water, right? So I just go, okay. Not where I put green, obviously. I already decorated right there. So maybe closer to fish. Oh, it has green in it because my paintbrush was dirty. And then maybe shimmer shine down the side. Hello. And then, okay, how do you make a cloud again? I need white to live. If I rub it in too much, it just becomes a lighter turquoise. No, I'm just going to change the texture of this white so she looks like she belongs. And then try to touch it as little as possible so she lives. If I press down on it, she'll just turn turquoise. Okay, everybody pause what you're doing and watch what I'm doing. So I go, la, 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 la. Oh, I got some white to live. But look at the edge is dumb. So I go, let me gently touch the outside edge of it and scratch her a little bit. Oh, I made her more interesting. Oh, a little bit of, oh, there. And I give it permission to be pure white. If it wants to be pure white, stop touching it. She's a shimmer shine on the water. Cool, right? And then everybody's is different. How hard did we push? How much paint did we use? What did we, right? It's all different. Okay, now, what does it need? It's this nice, dark, deep, purpley blue shadow. But look at how it's literally, that is a glob of blue. That I only went and touched her outside edge. See that? I put a glob of blue on it, right? But I did not blend her in. I just went and scratched at the edge of her like she was one of them clouds. So I let this be dark, dark blue on purpose, like a frame, okay? So let's get it, we're gonna clean our paintbrush. You know why? Because this white on here will just make baby blue. Very boring. So I'm gonna get a paper towel and I open it like this because I can use this paper towel a bunch. And I put my paintbrush in it and fold it over. And then I squeeze the paint out really hard. And now it's clean. And it's so clean that it won't paint on my hand. It looks like it has paint on it, but nothing that can do damage. It just squeezes right out. Okay. Now I can get that purpley blue. And we don't use water at all, ever. How come? Because one little drip of water will slide down your painting and erase the painting and cannot be replaced. So no water. We do not clean our paintbrush with water. We're staying within the color wheel, so we will not make any poo-poo colors. Okay, so no water. Always let you know when you need something. You have to trust me. Okay, now I'm going to get some of this purpley blue, and I just stab it. Stop! Right? And I'm going to wipe it down the side, touching the side of the painting. I'm going to decorate it, but just want to get it off my painting. Ooh! And maybe some more across the top. Hello! And then an L down here. We just drop it off at first, and then we go back and decorate it. So how big is this shadow? Look it's only 2 fingers big. This shadow on the side is going to be 2 fingers big. And then we take a teeny bit of the edge and make a blurry edge. The trick is, if I'm not careful, I'll just make a zigzag pattern down the side, and that looks bad. So we go on purpose and try to go big, little, big, little, big, big, little, big, big, little, big, 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 la, 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 and make it a little rough. So it's not a perfect edge, okay? So now I'm gonna hold it like a magic wand and not a pencil. The pencil puts too much pressure. We hold a pencil like that so we can push really hard with a graphite pencil and scratch it onto the paper. So to trick your brain and do it more gently, you have to change the way you hold your paintbrush so you can be softer on purpose. This, if you hold it like a pencil, you'll put too much pressure. Okay, so watch. Now I'm going to change her. I'm going to go, la, la, just change her texture. It's only 2 fingers big. And just go, la, 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 la. Okay, there, stop. Okay, and then down the side, big, little, small, little, big, little, small, little, big, 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 small, 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 big, little, falling off the edge of the painting. Oh, I hit white right there. Oops. And then big, little, bit, and I just want that dark blue to live, dark blue to live. There. And I just made it rough. Hey, that looks like a seahorse. I planned that. No. And then I just made it rough and weird so it's not a perfect start, stop, stars. Okay, now just what's left on my paintbrush. I'm going to touch the very, very edge of that and make a blurry smear, right? Just so she blends in a little bit. And I just go, all right, I'm going to sneak up and just touch the edge of it. And, oh, it's like powder. It's like I'm just scratch. Oh, look at, ooh. Went too deep. I'm just kind of yanking on the very edge of the blue and making her make a mist. Right? Oh, it's making a mist. Oh, a blue mist. But I leave the super dark along the edge, and I just would like to make a little bit of blue mist along the tummy. Who used way more paint than me? I hope you're using more paint than me. Mine's coming out all pastel-y. I wish I was using more paint. But I changed paint companies because of COVID. My paint company that I would buy my paint from went out of business. So I keep having to hunt for paint, and they don't always put as much pigment, the color powder, in the paint. Okay, so this is when we learn something, you have to be confused and frustrated, and then you understand it, and then it's easy, right? So it has to be very ugly first, and we're like, this is terrible. And then then the second time we do it, we go, all right, I get it, I understand it. Then the third time, this is boring. I could do, right? So we just did the frustrated, confused. What is this lady talking about? Right? And then it's not coming out how I want. I'm frustrated. Mine doesn't look like hers. All that stuff you say in your head. But the second time we do it, your brain's like, oh, I get it. Okay? Because you have to learn paint to understand paint, which means you have to do paint. You have to play with it, right? So now we're going to do the other side of the fishes, all this side, and go on this side of her. But it's rinse and repeat. We already did it, so it's everything we already learned. But I would like to start with white paint, and there's a bunch of this color on there. So I'm going to lick it off. I just want to see who's listening. I'm not going to look at you weirdos. No, I just get paint and I just squeeze it off, right? And it's going to have a little bit of baby blue in it, but I'm making water, so who cares? Mostly I don't want to make my white all ruined, you know, because we're going to make fish with that same white. Okay, so now I can get my white and I just go scoop, and I'm just going to outline my fish. How do you outline with paint? Who thought more paint was better than less paint? Right? Who used not enough paint last time? And yours paint got all dry and had a weird texture. And you're like, mine's gross. Just adjust. Use more paint this time. There's only one way to learn on this planet, and that's to do it and then adjust. Okay, so I get a scoop of white paint. Okay, now I'm going to outline my fishy tail. Right? So I just go, okay, I'm above my fishy tail. I go smash. Now I sneak up and get closer, closer, closer. Oh, paint's touching. Now I push. And I'm just staring at that bead of paint. And as soon as it's dry, nothing's happening. I don't scribble and try to get more paint. I just stab my white paint and get more. And then go above it. Smush. Push. Hey, I did not get very much. That did not last very long. So more paint. I think I hit a thin part instead of the thick lumpy part. Okay, more paint. Whee! And around the fin. Whee! And just push. And you know why you're good at this? This is a built-in skill because you have been outlining stuff since you're in kindergarten. So your brain is so good at being able to outline things. And we're not going to do the middle yet. We save her for last. We just outline and protect our fishes. And why do we outline first? Because if you outline something with a human brain, your brain will not allow you to cross over that barrier. It's all that years you did of coloring books trained you for this. So once you outline something, your brain goes, oh wait, stop. Exactly. Your hand will literally go up to the line you made and stop. It's a brain trick. Okay, now I get this whole side sloppy wet with white. And what if the white touches this other side? So we're using all the same colors. They're going to touch and we're going to sew them together right there. And we can even go down to here. And we just get it sopping wet with white so we can add color. This is going to be so much faster because we've done this before. And we're not like figuring it out. We're like, oh, I know what happens. Okay, so I get my white paint and I go scoop. And then it's a scoop. Why? Because I'm going to push it around with the side of my paintbrush like peanut butter on bread. Oh, look, I went over into this other world. So, I just make sure it's all shiny. Yep. And I use the reflection in the room from the light to make sure it's shiny. Remember, don't use all your white because we're doing our fish in white. Okay, we're just going to get the background wet. And I'm sliding down. But did you get too little of white last time? Increase. Did you get too much white? Decrease. It's just an adjustment. There's only one way to learn on this planet, and it's by doing. When the teacher shows you math, you are not learning math. You learn math when you do the math. Right? That's the only time your brain actually makes any kind of connection. So you're like, I don't know what they're talking about. All I hear is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you need to stop listening and just start doing it. And then your brain will go, oh, I got it. Of course you do. You have an excellent human brain. But we keep thinking the words coming into our ears is supposed to teach us stuff. No, it doesn't. Nothing happens till you do something. And then your brain goes, oh. Okay, mine's all wet. Who beat me? Didn't you go faster this time? Because you don't have to be careful, huh? Because we know we're going to put a whole bunch of colors on it and touch it like 10 more times. Right? So we're like, oh, I'm so careful when I put on the white. Nah. Okay, now I'm going to get, baby blue? Not purpley blue. She's my shadow for the edges, right? Baby blue. And who felt like you didn't get enough of the color so it wasn't as bright as you wanted? Adjust. We can have one side lighter than the other side. It's called sunshine that hit the water. Who cares? So I'm going to get my blue. Whoop. Get a scoop of it. And maybe 2 spots over here. Boom, boom. No, look at that one. I know nothing's going to happen to that one. That's just going to make baby blue. I want more. I'm going to get more. Another scoop. So it's actually blue. See? That's going to make a better piece of blue, right? And then I get another scoop and go down the side. Boom! Boom, boom! I almost hit that fish's face. That would make me so mad. There. And how nice and dark? Because, oh yeah, it makes a gorgeous turquoise color. And we're less scared. And because we're going faster, the texture of your paint will stay nice and slippery the whole time. It's when you go slow, it evaporates and changes the color. But slow's necessary for that first step of frustrated and confused. Now we're heading into understanding, where it's like, yeah, lady, I know, you can stop talking, right? So now I get my dark green and I just go, all right, well, did I have enough dark green last time? Would I like to use more this time? Make an adjustment, because that's learning. And I go, I don't know, a little bit more this time. And I go, I don't know, here and here. Wherever there's a blue, she gets a green friend. And here and here and here. Oh, that's not enough down there, huh? Here. I still had just enough for the middle of my water. Plop, 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 plop. And then who felt like they overtouched last time? Can you touch it less? And give it permission. How many color values for 3D? 3, dark, medium, light. Do you have dark areas, medium areas, light areas? Stop touching it so much and you will. If you mix it too much, color. Very boring. Okay, so now I'm going to use my dirty little paintbrush. And I'm going to go down the side, but not a perfect start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, right? It's a little bit more crazier than that, like a baby's doing it, kindergartner. And I go, oh, mine's dry. I don't like my texture. Me no likey. I didn't put enough white. Okay, ignore. I will talk about it after, because I know I go back with the other 2 colors. So I'm just going to relax. And then I'm looking at my edge is nice and ugly. Okay. It's not a perfect zigzag pattern. Ooh, I hit blue right there. That came out good. I like it. I don't have to worry about the edge very much, huh? Because we go back with the super dark blue and fix it. I definitely got better variations of color. I didn't feel like I needed to stop and rest at all when I was doing my color. Who feels like theirs is lighter than before? Want to add a little bit of paint? But let me tell you a trick. Look at my paint right now. Everybody pause and look up. This is dry. Do you know why? It's darker because white paint is actually a white gel that turns clear like Elmer's glue. So you're like, it got darker when it dried because the white paint turned to glue, right? It disappeared. So you're like, mine isn't as dark. It will when it dries. Okay, now I got to finish it. And dirty little paintbrush is going to, oh, look, it could connect these 2 worlds. I'm all over this. Don't even care. Boom, 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 boom. Right? I went and crossed over into the other world that we already did. Who cares? Same colors. And we can add a little green to that and stuff. Now I got to get close to fish. Across the bottom. And I try to touch it as little as possible. As soon as I'm done, I'm done. And then now inside my paintbrush is the perfect color to get closer to fishy. Touching my fish because, if I go straight down like this, watch, everybody watch. Oh, that is the wrong, does that match anymore? That doesn't match. That's a straight line and the rest of the water was side to side. So that's not it. I have to literally scribble and sneak up to my fish to keep the texture the same. If I get a little bit of water on my fishy, it won't hurt nothing because the fish go on top of the water. I'll go back. Okay. Now we're going to put, I got dark areas medium areas, light areas. I didn't feel like I need to go back and fixie. I like my texture. I find it interesting. But don't forget, we haven't put dark purple because dark purple does deepen the colors. Okay, so how about the green, that foresty green, that emerald green? Now I can get some emerald green and go, you know where I'm going to put it? Above the fish right here. Hello. Because mine turned all white right there because I didn't have any color. And then maybe one there, I don't know, and down the side and a miniature one. But we make those clouds, right? I still have too much green on my paintbrush. That's just gonna drop off more green. I could get it off, or I could just see what happens, right? So I go, okay, so how soft do I put this on here, right? How soft, how delicate do I make the little green cloud? As soft as humanly possible. I just need to change her texture because that texture does not match the water. So I just go, right? And look at a nice, weird shape. I'm not a circle. I'm a piece of water, right? And then this one, just a scrabble. Okay. But am I done? No, because I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it looks weird. So I use just what's left on my paintbrush, and I go and just touch the edges and make a furry little invisible dust-like outside edge. Oh, and I never touch the middle again. Oh, look at it. It looks like a mist. Oh, no, I'm just a ratty little edge. It looks like a mist. And I don't care that there's a dark piece because dark, medium, light. And then a little bit green. And then ruin the edges. Bye, edges. You're boring. And then I clean my paintbrush because it needs a little bit of shimmer shine. I don't have any pure white pieces. I just want to put a few little cha-ching. So I got to clean my paintbrush because, you know. Okay, classroom, Miss Cruz's room. Are you guys good? Okay, because I can't see any. I only see one person's painting, and so I think, okay, you guys must be ready too. I don't know. Can I only see the back? Oh, thank you. Perfect. So just a little bit of white shimmer shine is all I'm thinking. And I just go, okay, a little pearl of white, and I don't know what looks boring. Make it shine. Okay, there, boom, and maybe near my fish. And maybe near the bottom, boom, right? And the trick about white is to stop touching it because I want the white to live and not bake lighter turquoise. So I just go, la la la, and I try to touch just change her texture so it matches water. Oh, like that. So I just go, and a weird shaped cloud. Oh, right, la 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 la, okay. Look at how bizarre I'm being. Oh, done. If I touched that one more time, that white would have died. And then, okay. Now I can go back with just the white on my paintbrush and do a soft, fuzzy outside edge. And it's all ratty and weird, and it mixes with surrounding colors, and I don't care. I just want a nice fuzzy, invisibly edge. Shimmer shine. But will that white stay pure white? Because it darkens when it dries. So you're like, didn't I put a glob of white right there for a shine? And then it dries and you're like, where's the white? Because she's mostly white gel that turns clear like Elmer's glue. And then it's really a texture thing, isn't it? And the color just kind of does its thing and your hand is just skipping along. And you're just like, that's interesting. Look what it's doing. I'm curious. And you don't care about anybody else's because they all should look equally weird. How hard do you push with your paintbrush? How much color do you get? Right? All that affects it. Now I gotta clean my paintbrush. Squeeze. Because I'm gonna go get the dark, and because if the white's in there, when I go to get that purpley blue, it'll make baby blue. So I get it. Bye. White. Okay. Who felt like you didn't have enough purpley blue? We have to save some for a little bit inside here, right? There's a little shadow in the middle. But you want yours darker? Just a little more. So I got a scoop of my purpley blue and go, ew. And then I'll get more. And then connect the bottom. Whoosh across the bottom. Ooh! And across the top. Whoosh! And those two worlds are going to connect now. Like a frame. Shadow. Who thinks you're going to do a way better job this time? I know. How come? Because you've done it before. The first time is frustration and confusion, and your brain's going, what? What? Second time, you go, oh, I know what's going to happen. I understand it. Right? Okay, now it's how big is it when I make my scribble? It's only 2 fingers big. I keep it little, knowing that when I make my blurry edge, it grows. Right? So I'm using the side of my paintbrush. I'm holding my paintbrush weird so I could be very, very gentle, like I'm floating on top of the paint. I'm not crushing it in to make a new color. But I just go blurry, blurry, scribbly, scribbly, rough and furry, la, 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 la. And I fall off the page. Okay, look at that is not enough paint right there. I ran out of paint right there. Oh, let me get a poke. Poke. Chop it off. Kaboom! Okay. Oh, better. And I'm trying to make it roughed edge so it's not a perfect zigzag pattern, because it's very annoying to look at, because I've never seen a zigzag pattern in a pond in my life. Oh, and then across the bottom and make those 2 worlds touch across the bottom. Hello there. Was that easier? And your brain was like, yeah, I got it, lady. Stop talking. Okay, now I have but look at how this one has a neat fuzzy edge, and that one just has a harsh, hard edge, and it's not as interesting. The blurriness, when one disappears, it disappears a little bit into mist. That's interesting. So I don't get any more paint, just what's on my paintbrush, and I just scratch the edge of it with the side of my paintbrush, so it has a really not conforming, not perfect little texture. La, 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 la. A big little small little big little small little big little la, 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 la. Because I'm because it's making my blue disappear. It's eating up all my blue. And then across the bottom, hello. Oh, I keep going back and touching it, and it's just making it lighter. I totally want to add more blue and do it again. I'm going to do it again. I don't care. Okay, because I went too close and I ate it all. I pulled too much of it. I like this, which was bigger. So I'm going to do it again. Let's put more paint and see if I can't do a better job. I think my white, I have a blob of white paint that I hit, and that's what happened. It turned a baby blue color. It was a blob of white, and that frustrated me because I didn't want it to be light blue. I want it dark on the side and then babyish as I enter the painting. There. I had to do it twice that time. And then and then that straight up and down texture when I dropped off the paint is not the texture of water. So I had to make sure I go and retexturize it so all matchy-matchies. Okay, so who thinks that side came out better? I know, right? How come? First one was frustrating, confusing, upsetting. Then the second one was like, I understand it. I got it. Whatever. And now, who thinks this middle is going to be super easy? Thank goodness, because look at all these weird lumps and bumps in the middle. So it better be easy by now. But I got to clean my paintbrush because I want to get white. I don't want all my white to be dirty. So I clean my paintbrush with a squeezy. Okay. And now I can outline the inside of this fishy. The fishes, right? So look at mine. Oh. Right? So you can't even see the edge, right? Because the fish actually go on top of the water. So we make the turquoise, then put a green spot and a blue spot, and then, oh, and some white. Do you think you can do this on your own? With a green spot and a dark blue spot? Of course you can. Do you need me to do it? To talk you through it? Probably not. I will still talk because teachers can't help but keep talking. But if you feel like, I know what to do, I outline everything, I fill it with white, I add the colors, and then yes, do it. Because it's easy for you now. You've gotten past frustration, confusion, and understanding, and now it's easy. Okay, so I'm going to get my white because I'm still going to talk myself through it. And I got to outline my, I pause. I forgot about fit between fish's face and tail. Remember that part where we have just the right color to decorate next to the fish? Just wait till you have that just right color to go in between here. Don't try to do the whole white business. Just wait till we have just the right amount of color we'll fix that at the end, okay? So I'm just gonna outline from the inside of my fish shapes. And it's gonna be way easy to outline now because you're an expert and your brain's like, yeah, got this. I totally know how to outline with paint. And the thicker the paint, the nicer. Smoosh, because it makes a nice, very smooth bead of paint. And I like to go from top down, and I let gravity pull my hand. I could go back up this way, and I'll try to outline, but my hand shakes. If I go with gravity and just go down, my hand is way more smooth because I'm only made out of muscles and blood and stuff, and gravity makes your hand jiggle a little because you're made out of human stuff. You're not a printer. So you're like, my hand's shaking. Like, yeah. Can't make a straight line, can't make a perfect circle. No big deal. Wasn't outlining that easy? Look at you just did that. You just went, and then what do we do after we outline it? Fill the little globule with white. Do you want more white or less white than last time? Make an adjustment. You can see it a little bit because there's a little bit of dirty blue in your paintbrush, but who cares? Push and shove and push and shove. You don't have to be scared of your fish because we made a whole inch where you're not going to get near your fish. And then we can make turquoise with blue. And then with the dark green, pew, pew. And then scribble it in. Traveling, no stopping, traveling, 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 and stop. Okay. Now what do I have on my paintbrush? The perfect color to go between the nose and the tail and sneak up to my fish. I can go slower. Okay, because it's just the right amount of paint. Okay, there, fixed it. And I can go on top of the other colors because it's all turquoise. Now I can get closer to my fish. Now that I did it, I don't think I used enough color. Look at mine. Meh. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put more colors and make a darker turquoise. I think so. That's it. So, do I get mad or I just make an adjustment? Right. So I just get some blue and let's go. Can I do that one more time? Some blue and some dark green. Oops, I almost put the wrong green. Some dark green and kaboom. Okay, now let's do it. Okay, second time was better. Because I don't know how much paint I need until I do it, and then I make an adjustment. Now I have just the right color to go decorating closer to my fish. Ooh, and I got a little bit on my fishy, but luckily my fish. Oh, and right here between the tail and the nose, that's also scribbled, right? Okay. Okay. And then how about a little green pond color? That emerald green. I'm just going to go, boom! Look at that part was all white. Here's my chance to make a little shimmer, a little pond green. So I go, hello, weird shape. Then I go and scribble the edges and try to blur out just the edges with just the paint on my paintbrush to make a blurry little edge there. And then I can get my purpley blue. I got too much green on my paintbrush, so I got to get it off. And then purpley blue, and just go, boom! Right? And should I leave it like that? No. I just go, la, 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 la. Oh, look what I did. I touched it too much and it went away. Okay, more dark blue. I'm going to try it one more time. I touched it too much. Do it again. Okay. I think it's because I'm using the tip of my paintbrush. So I'm going to use the side of my paintbrush and go slower. More shimmery. And then go around the outside edge. Okay, that stayed darker. Okay, I was putting too much pressure with the tip of my paintbrush and I wasn't getting anything. Okay. Now I got a green spot and a blue spot. How about a white spot? Clean my paintbrush, but just a teeny one. White. And maybe, hello. I don't know. And then just give it a little shimmer shine. I'm a little piece of shimmer shine. Careful not to touch it too much. I shine a little bit. Shine, 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 shine. Good job. So we're mostly just waiting to put on a stick. So did everybody have their background done and the inside part? So hold up your painting and let me know. Wasn't that fast? Wasn't the middle fast? Yes! Pam, 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 pam. Look how much more confident you were. And it was just about the color, the shape, and the texture. Yes! So much easier. This was, what is she talking about? Oh, I think I understand it. Easy. It's earth, right? Now we need to make a stick, right? We need to make this little stick, this brown thing. We're going to cover it with blossoms. So if it comes out ugly, we'll just cover it with flowers, right? But it kind of goes like this. It goes from thick to thin, right? And it kind of goes across straight and then has an elbow and points down a little bit, because I'll show you the difference. This was me not paying attention to what I was saying. They're completely straight and so boring. But this one has a little crook at the end, more interesting. Okay, so we'll do the more interesting one. So we can't use this big giant paintbrush for that. No. So let's switch to the little yellow paintbrush. And when they're brand new, they have a little hairspray on them so you can rough them up a little bit. Okay, and when we're going to make a brown, where's my brown at? Brown. It's the only thing that's brown. No, there's brown in the fish, I forgot. But it's like, why is there so much brown in here? I don't know, because people help me. They put too much brown cup. Okay, so, and we have to put the stick now. So while we're doing the fish, the stick will dry. So then when we come and put the blossoms on there, we're not making muddy little blossoms, right? So I'll show you. It's about 2 fingers big, the thick part, you know, like my arm. It starts off thick and goes all the way to fingernail, right? So it starts off thick, and then we're just going to do this main one first. Hello. And like it's pointing off the page, but I'm a stick, so I have little elbows. Right? That go up, down, like that. And then I actually pull my paintbrush. So everybody pause and look up, even if you're busy. I hold my paintbrush like a little pinch, not like a pencil. What would a pencil do? If I hold it like a pencil, it'll open like this and make the same thickness the whole entire time. Because holding it like a pencil means you put a lot of pressure, and it's to get graphite to scratch onto paper. That was what this hand was, this holding the... This is what this is for. But we're going to go like this So we can't put pressure on it, and we're gonna pull our painting, and it goes like this, and it gets softer and softer and smaller all by itself. Okay, so first we're gonna hold it like this, like a little pinch, so we can't put pressure on it, and we're gonna stab our brown so we can get a lot. Okay, stab. And the stick is about 3 fingers from the side. Okay, so let's put a little dot just for our brain, right? And the paint up here is all dry already. But 3 fingers from the side, I don't know. 1 finger's touching the side of the painting. And so it's like, there. Right? Three fingers. But then my stick is only like 2 fingers fat. So then I can go next to that and make 2 fingers. Now I know how big she is. My little curls next to my face keep going inside my ear. Like there's something touching me. I don't know how I curled my hair today, but it's so weird. Freaking me out. Okay, so there's a little, we'll just make like a little V, a tiny little V, and just so we can imagine the stick, the thickness of it, and just go, okay, I'm a little V, me. Oh, ice cream come. And then brown that in. Blah, 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 right? We're not going to leave it like that. It's just to help our brain to know how thick she is when she starts. Because she gently goes from thick to thin, right? My arm doesn't go suddenly thick and then super tiny, right? It slowly goes smaller. Okay, now we're going to try to pull, and we're not going to go near the tail, and we're not going to go near the top. So we cut across, and you could just do it with your imagination. I can imagine, and with my finger, okay, I'm going to come across and go halfway, in the halfway between the top and the tail. Yeah, I can imagine it. Okay, because if you can imagine it, your hand can do it. So I'm going to stab my brown, get a lot, so I don't have to stop. Stab! And I'm going to hold it like a pinch, right? So I can't push hard. And I'm going to drag my paintbrush. What if you have, is it perfectly straight? No, it's a stick. So you kind of go, okay? So everybody pause and watch me. So first I need to travel at an angle and get to middle. So I like smash, right? Because I'm starting. And then I got to middle, and I'm like, hello, and I'm pulling. And look, it's getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier and skinnier all by itself, and I'm pointing down. I gave it an elbow at the end. Now you do it. What if we hate it? We're going to put flowers on it. And look how ugly it looks. Am I going to go back and put more paint on this? Yeah, I was just drawing the road she lives on, right? Now, was it true? Holding like this and dragging it, did it start off thick and get thinner all by itself? Yes! Now let's do it again. Because we wet the path, and now the paint will go on way better. Okay, so stab the brown. Okay, and maybe let this one go next to it instead of on it, so it's a little bit thicker. Yep. Okay, and then pulling. Oh, yeah. Oh, it makes it very... Oh, I spun my paintbrush because I knew there was paint on the other side. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Smaller. And speck. Look it's crooked. My stick has some crooks in it. Because the stick, not a straight line. So if you were having a stroke right now, it would come out perfect. Perfect. Okay, now I have to make it go thick to thin. Look at this weird lump. Can I just get some more brown and just try to make this more attached? So it gently goes from this thickness to like maybe, so she goes, okay, it's that thick, and then it gets smaller. Okay, there. Does that make sense? So it's a more even disappearing, then there. I like doing the top of the arm, right? Nice and subtle. Thick where it's attached to the tree, and then less, and then you just kind of like, yeah, it gets smaller slowly. Now I can put some sticks. So with sticks, they never attach at the same place, right? So I never let them touch. So if I put a stick, I can't put one directly under it or directly on top of it. I have to go further down the stick. And plants grow in a spiral, like DNA, right? So I go one above, one below, one above, one below, one above, one below, but never directly across from each other. That makes a fork, right? So now I'm going to stab and I'm still going to pinch my paintbrush, but stab my brown, and I'm going to pull. How come? Because where it's attached, it's thickest, and I do it skinny. So I go, all right, let's try one at the bottom. But don't hurt the fish's face. We'll go parallel, right? So I touch it and I go, smash! It's attached. And then I pull, it's getting smaller and smaller, and then pointing off the, okay, that's fine. And it's ruined. It's not perfect because I can go back and touch it. And now look at it's all see-through and stuff. Now I can go back and attach it proper and fill it in. Okay, right there. Okay, now I want to put another one, but I want to put it above it. Can I put it directly across from it and make it look like a fork or a W? No. So now I have to go further down the stick, and I can just jump up and go parallel. So I go, okay, further down, and I smash my paintbrush because it goes open, and it's not nice and big. But I pinch my paintbrush so I can pull and go smash, pull, 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 pull. Oh, look at, I'm being ratty about it. Oh, it's not, oh, I wasn't straight. I had a right? So it could be a little weird. I'm a stick. And then I do it first, and then knowing that the paint doesn't stick the first time, I can go back and fixie a little bit. Oh, there's no paint on my paintbrush. Nothing's happening. And attach it with some more, and then it goes from thick to thin. Now maybe one more, just one more. So I went below, above, and maybe one more below. Hello. Why are we making a stick? The only reason we're making a stick is so we could put blossoms. Because this is a Japanese painting, right? Cherry blossoms are good luck. And koi fish are good luck. And these are called crownfish because they have giant spots on the top of their head, which makes them worth $5,000 to $25,000 because they have a spot on their head. So these are two yin and yang koi fish, right, with spots on their head, plus blossoms. And do you know another reason why we love this painting? Look at your color wheel. The whole color wheel is represented. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So our brain's like, yay! Okay? Our brain loves that. Okay, now we're going to clean our paintbrush. There's brown on it. And we need to outline our fish in white. But what if a little bit of brown got on our fish outline? Shadow. So it doesn't matter. So I clean. Let me get a new napkin. That napkin's filthy. I don't want it anymore. I'm going to put the lids on all my water paints. They're in my way. Get out of here. I don't need you guys anymore. Okay. Bye greens. Bye blues. You're in my space. Because I keep putting my hand in it by accident. Get out of here, paints. Okay. Now I'm going to clean my paintbrush. Pinch. And if there's still some brown in it, it makes a shadow. Where'd my white go, though? Okay, now I'm going to get white, and I'm going to outline my one fish at a time. How come? Because the paint will dry. But look at my ratty edge where I got paint on the fish and stuff. Well, if we do that really thick trick, we get a scoop of white paint and smash and let just one hair of white beaded paint touch the water, it'll smooth out our fish for us. Okay, so I'm going to get a scoop of white. Oh, and it might have a little brown in it. Shadow. Okay, look how much paint I got. You thought I was kidding? No, I'm for serious. Look at, can you see that? Look how much paint I have. Okay, so I'm gonna go, okay, I keep my paintbrush in the fish, right? I land in the fish, and then I'm doing my profile. Smack, and then open, and then sneak up, and then outline. Okay, what? So I go, I'm in the fish, I land in the fish part that's supposed to be white, smash, and let one hair, I don't want to see that pencil anyway, and I'm overlapping the water. There's a little brown coming out my shadow, and I have Sharpie, so I have to be extra thick. Do not want to see my Sharpie. And how much paint am I using? A disgusting amount. And I go smoosh. Look at that thick bead of paint that's smooth. And I should I wiggle like this and make a furry fish? No! I smash my paintbrush and do that outlining trick. Smash, and I just draw a perfectly thick line. So all that time when you thought we were just outlining our fish to make water, we were practicing for this moment. Okay, now I'm going to get more white. I actually dropped my white on the floor and I didn't say anything, but I have to go get more white. Mine spilled, don't tell anybody. I'll be right back. But I'm going to outline, smash, oh, thick. And what if I have a bump right there? When it dries, it will dry completely flat because the water will escape. Okay, let me go get more white because I dropped mine. Okay, I got me some more white paint. Stab my white paint, lots. And it's just about a good outline. Nice and thick and super thick and smooth and push. And I'm covering up one hair of the water because now I have a smooth fish on top of the water. Whoosh. Thick is the smoothest. The thicker, the better. Okay, now that I outline my fish, now outline your weird shapes. They're not real anyway. Okay, look at mine. Everybody pause and look. Are my shapes really shaped like that? No, they're scribbly ideas. How about this one? No, they're not. They're just kind of an idea of a shape and then scribbly like scales, right? So, but I need to get it wet with white so I can add yellow. So I'm just gonna fake outline it because I don't want to look at the pencil. Bye. Here. Ooh, a little bit more brown came out. Shadow. Outline. Oh, I can still see it. Let me get more. Outline. Okay, now that all my shapes are outlined, not her spot and not that spot, but everything else is going to be white. So I just stab my white and I'm going to use gentle little wiggles and just get everything wet just like when it was water so we can add some yellow and have interesting texture. Scribbly. Oh, that was not enough paint. I could hear it. Made a scratchy noise. Little round nose. Okay, now we get yellow. Where's yellow? Look at this good yellow. Such a pretty yellow. And I'm going to be very generous with my yellow, and I stab my yellow. And I'm just going to drop it off like little boogies. Boogie, 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 boogie. But now I'm going to use the tip of my paintbrush because I want the texture to be tiny little scratches like scales. So the texture now is straight up and down because they're scales, not side to side, up and down like this. And I'm just going to push it around. And I may or may not hit the yellow, right? So I go, okay, you can be yellow. And I move it, and then I run out. And then I hit another one. And I give it permission. Whoop, boom. And if you'd like to put more yellow on there, can. But how many color variations is 3D? 3. Dark, medium, light. And I don't want it to be one. It's not lemon. I'm not trying to make one color of yellow. Look at down the side right there. It's all one color. I'm going to get another poke of yellow so I can have a little variation of color. There. Okay. So I can move it around. Oh, interesting tech, but now it's a little bit different. It was a little perfect. Oh, I forgot to put some in between my spots right here. Okay. Great. And does it have different versions of yellow? It does. How come? Because you know how. To just kind of jump around with a tiny little up and down scribbly to make the texture of scales. And you may or may not have you may or may not hit a yellow piece. And not side to side, it's up and down our scales. So it's different from the water. The texture is different, right? So water was side to side and fish will be up and down. Texture helps. Remember shape, color, and texture. Texture matters because we interpret the texture of things to give us ideas of what it is. Like why do we make shag carpet? What texture is that supposed to remind us of? Grass. So I basically have dead grass in my house because it's not green, it's tan. But it's supposed to remind us. And then, okay, now I want to make the middles, right? But there's white on my paintbrush and I'd like mine to be orange. And if I leave the white on my paintbrush and go get the orange, it'll make baby orange. I like it like this, dark. So I go, okay, clean my paintbrush, pinch. Where's my dark orange? Look at it. It's practically red. It's so orange, it's red. Okay, and then how much do I put? I like to do the pokey, drop it off, because I can always add more, but I can't add less. So I stab my orange and go dot, 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 you know? And then if it's not as red as I was hoping, I could go and add some more red, but I always worry that I'll put too much, okay? And then scribbly, scribbly. What if you hit the side? It adds a little highlight. Who cares? Boom. Oh, I hit the side. I don't even care. Is this even a real spot? No, I don't know this fish. I don't know if that's where her spot is. I don't know. Okay, clearly her tail would like some more paint. That is dry. Oh no, I got it. See, touching the sides gave me more moisture. And then, remember the scratchy thing we did with the clouds? Remember that? Everybody pause and look up. Did you naturally go outside the lines and make a furry, blurry edge to it? Did you just do that naturally? I know you did. How come? Because we know it looks better. So you kind of just scratch the outside and let the orange kind of bleed out from her shape. And you're like, oh, that looks so good. Orange in the middle, but kind of a furry, disappeary orange on the outside. I know. How'd you learn that already? Because we've done it before. And we have good human brains for learning stuff. Who wants to break that up even more? If I stab my yellow, watch this. I could put some yellow highlights. Everybody pause and look up. Watch. I could get some yellow and be like, I could put some extra deep yellow little wipes. I'm not going to blend them in because yellow is like mostly gel. But I can. Little pieces of deep yellow to go with it. Hello. That looks really good. But I just had to wipe because the yellow does not like to be mixed in. She's very, very delicate. And before you get too far ahead, everybody pause and look up. Watch this. Okay, I'm going to get some brown. But I just want a shadow. Stop painting and everybody look up. You can always go back to what you're doing. Watch what I'm doing. I'm going to get one tiny little, look how much I'm getting. This is how much brown I'm getting. And I would just like to put a brown shadow on one. Stop painting, please. Watch. So I'm going to go like this on the side that's closest to the other fish. A little wipe. This will be like her shadow side. And I just kind of, oh, okay. So this is like a shadow. Because how many color values do you need for 3D? 3. So this is my dark side. Right? This is my dark side. Just a little bit, a little something. Okay? And then they have freckles. So I'm going to, again, just use the tip of my paintbrush, and I just use a speck of brown. Speck. Like that. And then our freckles live in little family groups, little groups, right? So we just go, especially on fish, but I could put like, we don't put eyeballs because the eyes are on the side of her head and we're looking at her from the top, so we can't see it. But watch, here's her freckles. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, little family of freckles. And then I get a little tiny poke more of brown, and I go maybe on her wing or fin. Poke. Maybe 3, maybe 5. And then I just, oh, maybe that's all you get. There you go. Little family of pokes. And then down her back, look it. There's a little tiny string down her back of little brown dots down her spine. So I get a little tiny poke of brown speck. And I go, I wish I put more orange. I can see yours and I like yours. I wish I had more dark orange like yours. But whatever. Okay, now I'm going to go down the spine and I go poke down her tail. Oh, adorableness. The other fish doesn't have this. Just this girl, because that's how she goes. These are just the little accents. You want to see the original? Look. This is the one you thought was so cute. And then, oh, look at, she has way more white on her outside. This time I put way more yellow because I like it. And I like because it's more rainbow-like. And then they have freckles. Now I wish I would have used more yellow because I'm looking at your guys's and I like yours. Okay, so after we've done this one, who thinks the other fish is going to be really easy? So we outline the fishy with white. We outline all her spots with white. All her spots are orange with a little bit of yellow on it. It's easy, right? But look at mine. See? Everybody pause and look up. Those spots, are they really that shape? Do they really look like little triangles? No, they're scribbly. Blah, 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 blah. But they do have crowns on their head. Oh, and she has a brown side again. Brown side. That brown side. You ready? It's going to be way faster. You don't have to wait for me if you're ready. I stab my white paint because I need a lot to make an outline on top of the water. It makes the fish smooth, huh? So I just go smash. I'm inside the fish and let one hair touch the water. And that brown, of course, pokes through because she's bossy. But it looks like a chateau. Stab. I'm using a thick, I just go like 3 inches and then I get more paint. So it's nice and thick and really blocks out the water. Push. Remember, go fast because I'm watching the clock and you guys have to go. So no dilly-dally. Remember, if you have to finish at home, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Okay, and after I have an outline on my fishy, now I can go just around those shapes. And am I really caring about those shapes being perfect? No. I just go around them like whatever. Bye pencil, bye, goodbye. And then I fill the whole fishy in with white so I can add yellow. And we already know about the yellow pokes. Who went back and added more yellow? I did. Because there's no way to know how much yellow you need until you start decorating. And then you're like, oh, it became just baby yellow. And it looks better warmer than that. Now I'm just filling in my fishy parts. As long as it's not a spot, it is white. Okay, I just made that fin bigger. Whoops! Okay, I went outside the lines. I said you wouldn't go outside the lines, and I just did. More paint. I just stab my white paint and then push. And she just pushes herself around. And I use the side of my paintbrush still, and I'm pushing, shove. I don't pick up my paintbrush. I'm just pushing, smashing, crushing it, smearing it around. And then I could get yellow. How much yellow? Do you want to be more yellow this time? Less yellow this time? You decide. They're two different fish. They shouldn't matchy, right? So you decide if you want to go darker or lighter. So I go boom, 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 boom. And then I do the scratchy for texture. Ooh, look at that deep yellow it made because it didn't mix with any white. I don't want to go back and touch it. Okay, I will a little bit because its texture was weird. Okay, there. And then I start to run out of yellow. Do I worry about it? No. I give it permission to be dark in places, very light yellow in other places. And then do I really worry about the shape of those spots? No. They're just spot-ish, right? Like, oh, okay. Oh, definitely need more color. I just ran out of, there's just not enough yellow near her face. I need to get more. That's just boring. Okay, there. Oh, better. Oh, slow down near the edge. Whoa. Okay. Does it feel like I'm racing? I am, because I'm looking at the clock. I'm racing. But you know how to do this already. So stop thinking so much and just decorate and have fun. Wait. Okay, then I clean my paintbrush bit. And now I'm going to put orange and the orange blobs in my spots. And then give them scribble and then scribble them. And then give them blurry outlines. So you can have one, you can have one, you can have one, you can have one. And then a whole bunch in her head. Because she has a crown for a spot. But are they really triangle shaped? No. It's just a scribble. La 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 la. La 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 la. And I end up touching the sides and I don't care. And now I can go and make the orangey yellow as I go and make a blurry little cloud and like, oh, just make the edges all scratchy and weird and furry and kind of disappear into the yellowy white color. And do my edges have to be all smooth? No, I'm a fish. I'm made out of scales. But then this one looks really good with a yellow highlights. So I get yellow and I just go, glob yellow, glob of yellow. Yellow in my spots, yellow globs. Oh, How come your guys' oranges look so much? I want mine darker. Look at, go back and put some more red. If you don't, how many color values for 3D? Dark red, baby orange, and fuzzy. Look at your spots. Do you have any dark red? Look at mine. I want to go back. Look at mine. Everybody pause and look at, see? It doesn't, I would like just some areas to be a little bit darker. Just, it's not, it doesn't have the dark medium light. And I'm gonna go back and go, okay, you can have some more dark orange and you can too. Because I made baby orange everywhere. I want it dark too. And then this fish, she has little dark spots on her. And a few freckles, but mostly she has interesting dark islands. So I get the brown and I just go, a dark island, like one on her back, like a weird little shaped island. Oh, because they have these spots, they do. And then once I put like a few little dark, weird shaped islands, now I can put freckles, freckle. But she doesn't have as many as the other girl. Because they don't match. Fishes don't match. Oh, I forgot about the shadow side. A little bit of brown on the shadow side, huh? I'll just turn this brown into a brown shadow. So remember, what are your spots? Are they 3D? Do you have dark areas, medium areas, and yellow areas? Or did the whole thing become orange? Okay, if it became one color of orange, can you go back and add a little bit of extra dark red in your spots? A little bit of extra pure yellow floating on top like a glob. Okay, everybody pause and look up. I want to show you how to do the flowers before we run out of time, because you might have to do these at home. So this is the stick, right? So these are blossoms, cherry blossoms. So you need pink and white. But this is how you make them. So what would happen if so stop painting and look up, right? So I can show you this one time. But if I get my paintbrush and go straight ahead, what will it do? Right? And I do it really hard. That's a flower. So watch. And flowers go like this. So I get the pink and I get lots on my paintbrush. But wherever it's thicker on the branch, I put 5 or 6 flowers. But as I go down the stem, they get less and less. Look, everybody pause and look up. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 1. And I go above and below the stick. Okay? So I get the pink and I just go, I'll just do it on here. So I get the pink and I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The whole butt. 5, 6, 7. Oops, I touched orange. That was a mistake. Pink's trying to trick me. Okay, pink. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now I'm going down the stick. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Am I on or around the stick? I'm a poof, right? And then as I come down, I go, oh, da, 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 and then the little baby ones, because they haven't opened yet. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, tiny. But I'm not going to let them just be dark pink. No. And do we want just baby pink when we put the white on them? No. So how many colors in my flowers am I rooting for? Dark pink. Pink and white makes baby pink, and then white. So now I get my white and I go stab. And I go step. Ooh, that's very white. But can I cover them all up? No, because I need dark pink to show. The baby pink will show, but also white. And I just dust them with, I just float some white on them, and they will make baby pink by themselves. But I need my dark pink too. She's my shadow. And then I make baby pink by putting white on it, but I give it permission to be dark, medium, and light. And I'm not putting them on top of the blossoms I already made. I mean, the exact ones. I'm making more as I hop. Like that. Look at mine aren't too perfect. I'm going to make them more ugly. They're like they're the exact same size. I need to make them kind of roundier, puffier. Okay, there. There. They're more like round puffs. Okay, now go back to what you were doing. And look, they live in puffs like this. I'm a huge puff of flowers. Then I'm a smaller puff of flowers. Then I'm a itty bitty puff of flower. Right? And then when you put the white on there, just bounce around. Do not try to land on an actual flower. It just happens. Oh, you just make more flowers. Oh, and dark pieces will show, medium pink will show, and some white. And I give all three permission. Isn't that pretty? Look what it's doing. Aw. And did you get dark pieces still? And medium pieces? And white pieces? Yes. And you just go poof with your paintbrush and she makes a poof. Poof, 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 poof. And it mixes them at the same time, just like a flower. And it goes on the stick, above the stick, below the stick. Pew, 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 pew. It's a texture. So what did we do? Texture, color, and shape. Shape was already done, but we did that stick. So we got the shape of the stick right? We did that. We drew that. And then the texture of the water, right? However you decided to do that. Do you have dark areas, medium areas, light areas? Yes. How about your fish? Dark, medium, light? Is the texture of the water and the texture of the fish different? Still the scribbly texture, right? But one is side to side and one is up and down. So shape, color, and texture, because we don't have to paint photorealistic anymore like in the museums, because we have cameras now on our phones. So, oh, mine looks, nobody cares, right? So color, shape, texture, something interesting to look like, and we're like, yeah, that totally reminds me of those objects that I've seen before, and it's just shape, color, and texture, and you're like, yay, good job. You guys did a really good job.